Pixel swagger lights flash, sipping nice and never crash. Best DJs dropping beats, seated posts in every street. Live singers in the zone, places make you feel like home. Crowd cheers and feel alive, the rhythm wheel dive. Pixel swagger, here we go. Feel the heat, the bass, the flow. Hands up in the air, we rise. Epic friends and good times. DJ Netty spinning fire, lifting spirits, take it higher. Lights and colors fill the air, a community beyond compare.
We're all good. Welcome to Pixel Confessions episode 8. For those of you that are joining us on Facebook, hello. We decided to stream on Facebook this week. I'm not even sure if it's working on YouTube. I apologize if it's not. I just still got to figure that stuff out. But we figured Facebook Live might be fun this week. So I'm gonna jump right into it. So my name's Abby Lynn. I am the owner of Pixel Swagger Live and co-owner of everything else Pixel Swagger. So basically we have this podcast and weekly, except for last week, we took a little bit of a break. But weekly we get together on voice calls, we share our daily Second Life experiences. Our conversations are pretty diverse and they span from casual chats to engaging debates. We have a varied exchange of ideas and experiences, and it adds a lot of depth to our interactions, and it also fosters a sense of camaraderie amongst our group. So our team members bring a range of experiences and viewpoints to the podcast, and this ensures lively discussions and unique insights on topics spanning from PG to rated R. Our chemistry creates a very dynamic atmosphere that keeps things interesting, and our chemistry between all of us is amazing. Unfortunately, this week we are missing Miss Tegan. She's under the weather, so you know what? Everybody spam her with good well wishes. But we do have a guest this week, and Melinda's actually our second guest because Kat kind of hopped on the week before. Melinda's our second guest on the show, and we have some fun topics. But before we go any further, the panel is going to do a quick introduction. Aria, you're up. With your mic muted.
Yep, this is going to be an interesting one, you guys. Hi, I'm Aria. I am not used to introducing myself first. I am co-owner of Pixel Swagger and usually the one that takes a gummy before these. Anyways, excited to be back this week. Nettie. If Nettie's paying attention.
Nettie fell asleep.
Okay, well, apparently I muted myself. I thought I was already muted, but whatever.
We thought I was the high one.
Wow. Okay. Let's try this again now. Hi, everybody. I'm Nettie. I'm usually the comedic person on the show, but apparently tonight the joke's on me. But anyway, I'm the GM for Pixel Swagger Live. So if you've ever been to one of our parties at the Underground or anything else involving DJs, that's my job, you know. I take care of all that stuff. So shout outs to all the DJs. Hit me up. Okay, anyway, Aaron.
What up? I'm Aaron. I'm Abby's dude, stuttering a little bit. I am a consultant for Pixel Swagger Live. I'm the Pixel Live singer manager. I own and operate Neptune Hit Music, and I'm the audio engineer for Smokefest.
Yay!
And that's all I got. Melinda.
Hey, I'm Melinda. I'm a live singer in Second Life, an introvert, and that's about it for me. That's it. That's just
I love how, like, during these things, people are, like, so short with their descriptions, but when she's forced to be on stage, she has to be all talkative and stuff.
I mean, she did just get thrown in this like 30 minutes
Yeah.
ago.
We literally were like 30 minutes ago. It's like, hey, Tegan can't be here. You want to be here? She's like, oh, okay, sure. What do I
Perfect
got to do?
opportunity for an introvert.
Right. It's a perfect opportunity for an introvert. Exactly.
See, that's
So
the thing a lot of people don't realize about performers. Their personality when they're on stage typically isn't how they are when they're off stage and
I
themselves.
agree with that. I totally agree with that. I don't think my personality on here matches my personality off of here. Do you guys?
Yeah, you are you everywhere you go.
Oh,
You are
shit.
entirely you. So don't even. But as one performer to another, Melinda, I feel for you. Once
Yeah.
once
There's
we're
like
off stage, that's it. We just introvert as hell.
right, you use all your energy up while you're on stage. So once you're off it, you're like, I'm done. I don't want to talk to anybody anymore.
Exactly. No more peopling.
It's
That's
very
it.
common.
Yep.
Amazing. So for those of you that are wondering what's going on with Pixel Swagger at the moment, we took August off and I thought we made like a pretty good announcement that we were taking August off and just going to enjoy the summer. I wanted to go to the beach and just have some fun and enjoy that. Um but apparently there's been some people asking, "Hey, what's up? What's going on?" So I've basically been rebuilding Pixel Swagger Live. Pixel Swagger Live is closed off to the public. The only people that can access the sim are the ones that are in the group. I've been rebuilding it. The studio's brand new. The sim is brand new. I've also been getting things ready for Dreamfest, which is coming up at the end of the month. So I even though this is supposed to be a break, I think I've been doing more work in the last couple weeks than I have the entire year, which is weird. But anyway, um what I wanted to start off with is I think we all kind of took a break. We took advantage of it. I want to know what everybody's been doing during their break to step away from Pixel Swagger. I know a lot of people think, oh, it's just virtual, whatever, but we put a lot of work into this. What have you guys been doing to step away from Pixel Swagger? And in Melinda's case, what do you do to when you're basically getting away from your SL work? Arya, you want to start?
Yeah, I can start. So I have been doing a lot more in real life. Me and my husband bought a paddle board a couple weeks ago, so we have been out on the lake almost every week. This is the first week we haven't. We also have started a fish aquarium hobby again, which I swore we weren't gonna do, but that has me like doing my maintenance and um water changes and stuff like that on my days off. And then as far as like in SL, when I am here, I'm just really enjoying like hanging out with friends and kind of maybe like building some of those closer connections that I haven't had in a while. And I've been also redoing my sim.
Hey, Nettie, what have you been doing?
So I've been trying to keep up with friends, make more friends, be more social than I typically would be. Like I said earlier, when me and Melinda were talking about being introverts when we're not on stage, the problem with being an introvert is we lack a lot of social connections and friendships and things. So I've been trying to be more of a social butterfly and try to branch out. Um, you know, yeah, that pretty much sums it up. Aaron, what about you?
I I don't really feel like I have taken a break, honestly. I've been here at Pixel Swagger. I've been working at Smokefest. I have some other work that I've been doing, and I really haven't gotten much opportunity to really do a whole lot other than that. Um, but yeah, getting a lot of work done. Unfortunately, I haven't really had much time or opportunity to go out there and be social. I think I am gonna have to get down to the beach though before summer's over, because here it gets very cold really fast. I assume we're moving on to someone else.
I was muted this time. What the hell? Oh God, I said same because it's already getting in single digits here at night, which really, really sucks. So that's the disadvantage of being northern, even more north than most of you. Okay, so we're gonna hop into our very first hot topic, which was actually, I don't even know if I want to say who brought up this topic. We'll just leave it at that. But our first topic is alts in SL. How many of you, nothing else, but just how many of you have at least one alt or more?
Oh yeah.
Any, yeah? One or
I,
more?
I
I mean, what do I have, like 4?
I have 2.
I have, I guess, 3, but I don't actually use them, and they're actually all 2 of the 3 are old mains, and 1 is a male. So I don't know.
I feel like the odd man out here. I have 0 alts. I had an alt years ago, but I gave that to a friend to use for X-rated reasons, and we're gonna leave it at that. You know,
Oh.
we're not gonna discuss what goes on with that avatar and who they use it with. That's something that's for Pixel Confessions After Dark. You know,
Confessions
When
after
when
dark.
is that? I'm like interested now.
of course you are.
So I have one alt that I use for sim stuff. And then I over the years, like being 16 years old in game, I probably have about 12 alts, but these are all alts that I don't use or haven't logged into for a long time. Because back in the day to get traffic, you would log your alts on, right? And the sims that I owned in the past, which were racetracks and stuff like that, I'd have like 15 alts on at a time just to create some traffic for the sim. But I do have one alt that I actually use her to when I can't be in 2 places at once. She's my second place at the same time. So I'll use her to go to one person's show while I'm at another show. I've actually used her to, so when the Smoke Fest event was here, I really wanted to go support somebody else during something, so I've logged her on to go over there. And she's even partnered to Aaron's alt, so I mean, that's what I do with her. But I think I want Aria to lead into this because I'm sure you have I'm pretty sure you have some questions about what else people use their alts for.
I mean,
And no, go ahead.
I say I don't think I have questions on it, but I mean, I definitely think that like there's things that should be brought. I think there's different reasons why we have alts, right? Like, I think we all just kind of casually said that, and I don't think any of us here would ever have an alt for manipulative reasons. But there are people who use their alt for manipulative reasons, whether it could be to hide or whether it's to harass someone or to like try to force someone to talk to them or even trick them into thinking that they're a whole different person.
Mm. Yeah, we've actually, you know what, Aria, we've had that happen. It wasn't even somebody that was on an alt. They were using it as their main, but then they also had another character. So I don't know which one was the alt, but me and Aria were actually tricked many, many, many years ago by a
Yeah.
girl who was actually a dude. And it was very it was a very confusing thing because like we developed like strong friendships and emotions with this person, and in some cases more, and
Yeah.
they
I mean,
totally fucked with our they were manipulative and
and
fucked with her head.
realistically, there was 2 people using 3 avatars. So I
It was a
really had
husband
no
and wife
clue. It was a husband and wife at the minimum.
in real
Um,
life.
in real life. And I started dating this guy, which my friend hooked me up with. And one day I go AFK and I get a message from my friend saying, so and so is AFK. That's my real life husband. He went to go get me food. He'll be back in a few minutes.
Yeah, I remember when you messaged me about that, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Like,
And
just that.
then their real life best friend started coming around, which we later on discovered was being played by one or both of them at the same time.
Who I also had a relationship with. who I also
No,
cried
Hella
to about
messy.
who I also
Arya is
cried
a
to
sucker.
about the other relationship that wasn't going so well. So
Oh no, that's hella
Yeah.
messy.
Yeah,
it was so messy.
really-
It was me. It was mean. At the end of the day, it was cruel, and like it's
Yeah.
definitely left scars.
Yeah, see, I don't think I've ever been like I other than that situation, I've never been involved in anybody else using an alt against me or to manipulate me or whatever. But I have heard some horror stories on here where people like are harassed by people's alts, they're bullied by people's alts, they're
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad.
it is bad and it's wrong. It's just wrong. But you know what? I the worst part is most I'd love to say it's like younger people, but the worst part is it's older people, like my age and above, that are like going on these alts and acting like complete idiots and doing all of this stupid stuff. Like I just don't understand it. I really don't. But what else did you have questions about with that, Arya?
Again, I don't know that there's questions, but I mean, I want it to be also known that I don't think that all alts are bad. I think there's times and places for alts, and I understand creators using alts for their stores or needing an alt to have their own peace of mind and free time and enjoy SL as, on a fun part side instead of a business side.
Do any of you have kinky alts?
Once upon a
Like
time,
once upon a
No,
time. I've never had a kinky alt,
I had a
but
stripper alt. She was my stripper alt. Now she's just a money bank, and
oh
she's one of
man.
my two. One's a gotcha hoe, and the other one's was a stripper. Now
I
she just
gotcha.
wants money.
See, I never ever had mine were always used for business, but I think deep within I actually no, years and years ago I did create a kinky alt. I did, but I never used her.
Mine got
'Cause
used for a total of 2 weeks, and the introvert kicked in. I'm like, I can't do this. Like all these people
Did you
around
make
me are doing
money?
it, and I'm like, no, I didn't make shit.
Aw, see, at least if you had made money, it would have made it worthwhile. Like,
Right? No, no, I would chicken out of everything. So I'm like, yep, nope. Good thing I made her. She's great, but now she just holds money, so she's good.
have you guys ever met somebody that does have like they don't even call them alts. They say they have two characters and they actually like when they get on that character,
they role play a totally
they
different
role play,
person.
but they're everything about them, even when they talk to you, is that character. They do not leave character. That weirds me out.
I
Totally
can't
weirds
do
me out.
it.
I give them props if they can be into something that much that they can do it. And I do know somebody who does that. And their whole characters are built around whatever they're role playing, but I can't role play. So, but if they can do it, that's awesome. It's basically acting.
Do you have any or alts of the opposite gender?
I do. I've taken
Yep.
pictures with him before. That was literally the only reason why I made him, was to take pictures. And I've done like 2 pictures, I think.
I only had one male alt, and he ended up. I ended up giving him to somebody that dated you.
Me?
Yeah, rough.
Oh yeah. I was like, who? Actually,
Yeah.
I do remember that story.
Yeah. So I actually have a couple alts that back in the day when people got perma banned. I probably should not be admitting this, but this was like 10 years ago. When people got perma banned, I gave them an alt to use, and I never ever got them back. And there's actually 2 of them still running around the grid that I run into once in a while. And we are definitely not on speaking terms, but hey. But I don't know. I had so that's the only male alt I had. And Arya, you've dated a lot of people.
I have not.
I'm just teasing you. Oh my god. So
Actually,
let's
pre married to Adam, I probably did. Like back
yeah.
like 10 years ago when we played together, I did. but not very many like real serious ones. Just kind of like dated, came around, and left. But since like this time around, I don't. Although it's felt like that the last month, I guess, or the last couple months, I guess.
What about let's twist this. We can stay on the alts, but let's kind of streamline this into something else. People that use their alts for bullying or abusive things. Have any of you had that happen? Or just been bullied in general in this game?
So, I'd like to jump in here.
Hmm.
So as the only person here who doesn't really use alts at all, first, I don't get bullied. Like, I'm not trying to, like, sound cool or anything or whatever, like, I really don't get bullied, though. I have, though, in the past, been on the other side of things,
You were
In the
bully?
past,
in the past, yes. Aria, I don't even want to hear it.
I'm pretty sure
Aria,
he's bullying me
Ben is
right
not
now.
here. Ben is not here to defend himself.
no,
No,
but,
I'm talking about him bullying me right now.
so anybody who ignore Aria, she just doesn't like the color orange, and she's mad I'm wearing an orange hoodie right now. But the fact of the matter is, for a very, very long time, like I want to say, we're gonna go back to like 1998 when I really first got into the internet. I was what the kids are calling these days a bully. Like I was a jackass, I was a troll,
What
I
was
was
you
an
doing?
asshole. I was just being a dick to people because I could. Like that's the reality of what it comes down to. I was just being a dick to people. I had a lot of misplaced anger issues, and I projected outwards onto other people. So the Nettie you guys all know today, a couple years ago, none of you would have spoken to me, plain and simple. But so like, yeah, I just wanted to get this disclaimer out there. I'm going to be the person talking tonight from the bully's perspective, but I shouldn't laugh about that because bullying obviously isn't something that should be taken lightly, especially with the way things have been going these days.
Yeah.
But yeah, so bullying's not cool. I mean, Aria jokes that I'm bullying her, but I'm just being lovable.
That's just generally, friendly friend bullying that we're all comfortable with.
Yeah,
Correct.
exactly.
But
Exactly.
We would never allow real bullies.
when you actually have malicious intent behind your actions, that is bullying.
Yeah, no, it's all love. Like it all comes from a place of love right now. But those out there who do things maliciously, especially as grown ass people, that's not cool, man. Like y'all need to get your shit together. Plain and simple.
Oh, go ahead, Melinda.
Go ahead, Melinda.
I'm just saying, I think it's important to put that line there about what a bully is, because, like you said, between like your group of friends, you can say stuff like, "Oh my God, you're bullying me because you're wearing the orange sweatshirt," or you can do little stabs at each other as friends. Because I think a lot of people, especially our generation, did that growing up. Like, if you were friends and I didn't make a stab at you or pick on you, I probably didn't like you, type of scenario.
Yep.
And it needs to be, and people
100%.
understand that's not bullying when you're doing it among friends. That's just playful banter where you're screwing around with each other. Which is a big difference. I've noticed recently in my life that became a topic of, is that bullying or is that not bullying? So I think defining bully is actually a really good thing.
Well, that's just it. Like there has to be some type of malicious intent behind it. Like, but I've seen situations. Nettie, I'm gonna use you as an example. I'm gonna call you out, but even me though.
Okay, fine. I'm the example.
Like I've seen where like Nettie has always joked with somebody, always said something to the specific person as a joke, and then all of a sudden one day it's like they accuse him of bullying him or bullying them or offending them or something, and then they make it into something it's not, and it's like, for me that's not bullying. That's somebody all of a sudden having a problem. But if you're not communicating and saying ahead of time, hey, I don't like you doing this, if you're just laughing every time somebody does something, they think it's okay, especially if they're coming from a joking manner. But if you're constantly laughing about it, but then all of a sudden one day you just do a total like 180 and you're like, I don't like this no more, you need to stop, but yet you're aggressive towards them and accusing them of being a bully or accusing them of being mean to you or whatever, I don't agree with that. And I don't think that's bullying. I think that's a lack of communication, because you do need to give the bully the opportunity to fix it. I strongly believe in that, because I've had situations where I've joked around with people and all of a sudden one day I said the wrong thing and they're like, I don't like you anymore. You're always making jokes and you're always doing this. And it's like, well, why didn't you communicate this to me a lot sooner? Because if you had of, I have zero intention on hurting your feelings. We've been joking around this whole time. Like, why haven't you come to me? Because I can't fix it if you don't tell me.
Yeah,
So
like
bullying is a
Booty.
fine line.
Oh, I just want to say Booty Blowhard was saying the same thing. You know, that's not fair if you're not communicating your feelings.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Like you can't just say, "Oh, that's a bully." Like me, I have a situation where I have a specific person that does not like me, but they made it very clear they don't like me, but I've never addressed it. And as much as I want to sit here and say they're a bully, I don't think they're a bully. They have valid reason for no, they don't. They don't have a valid reason for not liking me or for showing up everywhere I am or making sure, other people are talking about me or whatever. They don't have a valid reason for that. But as long as I don't say anything about it, there's nothing that can be done. It can't be fixed. So it's a fine line for me of, do I want to call this person out and say, hey, this person's been a total like asshole towards me, or do I just want to keep the peace and avoid the drama? And there's another aspect of the whole bullying thing that comes into. I hate using the word bully. I like to just call them assholes, honestly.
I do feel like that's a form of bullying, to show up and make yourself like boisterously known, to try to like make the person who is there first uncomfortable. Like
It
that
is.
is a form of bullying. Whether you're showing up in a Discord server, whether you're starting to show up all of a sudden at the same sims that you know that person's gonna be at, like that
Or
is a
trying
form
to
of
talk to
bullying.
all of their friends, and like that's something that bothers me is too, like uh, there's somebody that doesn't like me and they want to all of a sudden be best friends with all of my friends, and it's like, what do I say? I can't tell my friends who they can and can't hang out with, but at the same time it's like, what the hell are you doing? You had no interest in these people before knowing me. Like none. Why are you
Mm-hmm.
doing that? Why is it so important to you to try to take my friends away from me? And it's like my biggest problem is I don't know what I did, cuz I didn't do anything. It just happens I'm in a situation where they don't like me because of something else. But I specifically didn't do anything to them. And I just don't think it's fair, but it is what it is. And again, I'm just going to keep the peace forever. I probably will never say anything. It's not unbearable. It's not unmanageable. Like, it bothers me. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say it doesn't. It does bother me, but I'll always just let it be and leave it be. But I honestly don't know how to fix it without causing drama. And my biggest focus of everything in my life right now is like my close friends and Pixel Swagger. And I will do anything to protect that. And I will do anything to keep drama out of that. So I don't know. What about you, Aria? Wait, Aria, me and you are always like head to head with stuff sometimes. Do you ever feel like I bully you?
Um, no, no, I don't.
Get to think about it. What the fuck?
I am thinking. No, I think me and you, our friendship is like the best it's been, like I think ever. But like, I'm trying to think past like 10 years ago when maybe things weren't always so great. I don't think that you ever bullied me, and I never thought you did anything maliciously. But you know,
I
we've
think
had
we
our
just
issues.
butt heads.
We just
Yeah.
butt heads. We've had our issues. I think
So,
we've done a really good job
I
working
need to
through them
interject
all.
here for a second. Y'all butt heads because you are butt heads.
No,
Whatever. Why are you gonna bully us like that right now, Nettie?
Because I can.
You and your ugly orange hoodie.
Okay, you guys can go back to whatever you were talking about. I just needed to do that.
No, let's hear another story of you bullying somebody.
Yeah,
Aw,
give us an
man.
example of how now that you're not a bully, okay? I'm sure you've run into people that thought you were still a complete asshole. Have you rectified any of that? Or have
What's-
you ever apologized to anybody for your past actions?
I have actually apologized. Most recently, I had to reconnect with somebody that I personally thought I was a bully to them. Not a bully, but I thought I was an asshole to them years ago. And I apologized profusely. And
Yeah.
they said I wasn't really that bad, but I still think I was. And I just felt like I felt incredibly guilty about how I had treated them in the past. And it was necessary for me to make them know that, I wasn't right at that time. Like, not that I wasn't right. I'm not making excuses for my actions in the past, but I do feel I need to be held accountable. So anybody out there listening, if I've ever done you wrong or was a dick to you or just a general piece of shit, come to me. Let's talk about it. Let's hash it out. I'm not saying we have to be friends, but I do want to properly apologize for the
Can you
wrongs
put
that I've
some
done in the
sappy
past.
music while he's saying that, Aaron? Oh shoot.
Also,
Aaron,
with that
are you
Just
being
learning the
said,
violin right now.
though, I mean, yes, I'm nicer these days and I'm more reserved, but
you don't take shit?
I don't take shit from anybody. And if I catch
Yeah.
anybody bullying one of my loved people, you better believe the asshole will come out. It's reserved for when it needs to be used these days. That's what it comes down to. So, Ben, if you're listening, it's still fuck you, Ben. But everybody else, I love y'all.
Abby, I want to finish this topic, but before we're done, I want to invite Happy to talk about her perspective back in alts and having like a male alt.
Yeah.
But before we go do that, what about, have you ever been bullied by like an ex, or that's kind of could go back into alts, or like them having an alt that they bullied you on, like just wouldn't leave you alone?
You mean like you mean stalker alt kind
I
of?
mean, a stalker alt, or they just, you broke up with somebody. I mean, okay, so I was with someone 10 years ago, and he was with other women, and we all knew about each other. It was, none of us women really agreed on it, but it was what it was. So we went with it. But every time I would try to end it, all of a sudden I was the one he couldn't be without. And I mean, to the point that it was harassment. If I blocked him on everything, he would find a way to communicate with me through all accounts on every platform he knew I had. Has anyone else like had to experience something like that?
I just want to comment. Might be where she thought I was a bully, because every time that happened, I yelled at her.
Oh,
Because
she
she
did yell at
always
me.
went back.
Yeah, she did yell at me a lot.
That's why we butted heads, because because I cared so much and I didn't want her with that douchebag. Anyway, you know what? We haven't heard anything from Aaron at all on this topic, which means he's either a bully or he's scared of a bully.
Maybe it's both. I mean, like I've been harassed by an ex. I don't really think that I've ever been in a situation where I felt bullied.
Harassment is
as
bullying.
as a kid a couple of times. Yeah, but there's a different feeling when it comes to that because it depends on the type of harassment, really.
Okay, how were you harassed?
I mean, basically it was just a combination of stalking and trying to get my attention in various ways. and like it gets annoying to the point where it started to intrude on, like you're trying to relax and have fun, or you're working, and like these messages just keep coming in and you don't know where they're coming from. You get emails, you get like money sent to you, and you're like, how do I make this fucking stop? And I there wasn't really much I could do about that. I couldn't
What do you mean
really
money sent to you though?
like Linden.
So that they could send you a message with it?
Correct.
Wow. That's
Um,
creepy.
if anybody wants to bully me by sending me money, like,
Yeah, I'm
Oh.
never going to complain about Linden.
A little bit weird. What about
Like-
anybody else? Oh, go ahead, Aaron. Go ahead.
Oh, no. I mean, I don't really want to say that was anything that really impacted me strongly on Second Life. It's just, it happened.
Did it give you anxiety? Did it stress you out?
At times, yeah. Other
Well,
times
then-
I found it funny, and like today I got a message from somebody. I wouldn't call this bullying. I just thought it was funny. But like some random person on my friend list that I didn't even know was on my friend list sent me a message, and they're like, "You stinky." And like it caught me off guard because it just kind of came out of nowhere. I was like, "Who is this person?" Oh, they're on my friend list. But like it made me laugh because I thought, like, back in my trolling days when I would have fun like that with other people, I would have probably sent a similar message to somebody, just to provoke a response. But
somebody you haven't talked to in forever, just, hey, you're stinky.
unfortunately for them, they didn't get a response.
Aw.
No, I don't even know who they are. No one I've ever had a conversation with.
Wow.
Probably,
Melinda.
like when I had my club, there were so many people that got added to my friend list for various reasons, and I think they probably came from that.
Melinda, got any input on any of this?
Yeah, you were saying earlier about being bullied. I know that several years ago, like when I first came into SL, long time ago, I actually had someone take a screenshot of a video I had done that was all about loving yourself and all this kind of stuff and posted on my Facebook. And they manipulated the picture and put like horns on me and snake tongue and all this, and was passing it around Second Life. And somebody happened to come upon it and was like, hey, let me show you what's happening. And of course, I reported it, and everybody who did it, but of course, Second Life, they do nothing with bullies.
Yeah.
So you had made a comment that you just kind of let it go, which is basically what I do when stuff starts happening. I just back away because I don't like confrontation. And
Same.
people are going to say what they're going to say regardless of what you rebuttal. So why bother? And recently I ran into that where I just kind of secluded myself, and because I knew things were being said about me, and I didn't know what, but I also knew the history of the person that was saying them. So I knew it was probably a good what it was, or along the lines of what it was. But do you feel that it's better when you just back away, or do you feel that you should stand up to yourself to a bully? Because if you don't stand up, does that mean they just keep bullying you and they win?
Right. That's what my problem is. I don't
Right.
know what that line is for me.
Right.
'Cause
I feel that same line, so I understand.
I
think it
don't
really
like
comes down
confrontation
to-
either.
It honestly just comes down to what the outcome's going to be. Like, if you confront them, how is that going to work out for you? If you do nothing, how is that going to work out for them? And like,
Right.
Some-
Yeah, but the
Sometimes-
question is, if you do nothing, are they going to stop?
again, that depends on the person and what their motivations are. Sometimes doing nothing does make them stop because all they're really trying to do is get a rise out of you. And if they can't do that, then they're just on to the next person. Other times, it makes them more crazy and they come after you harder.
Exactly.
But the same result if you do something about it. Like Melinda just said, well, they're gonna, like have whatever they're gonna say about you, and they're gonna say it.
Right. No matter what you do, they're
And-
still going to keep saying it. It's not going
I,
to. Most times,
I think it's rare that you could say something in response where they're gonna be like, oh, you know what? I'm truly being an asshole, and I should stop. It's
Right.
just not gonna work like that. Standing up for yourself would be for your own benefit, your own peace of mind. You say, I had my say. This is how I feel. Now you know it. You don't care, but now you know it.
Right.
know.
Like Happy said in the comments, pick and choose your battles. For me, you don't know this about me, I'm super stubborn. And I refuse to give people the satisfaction of knowing they're getting under my skin. I will go on and
Yeah, but you just
pretend.
hear.
Well, yeah, I will. I'll go on and I'll pretend everything's good for as long as I can, and then I usually quietly leave SL or take a break. Like, I'm not that person to go announcing it. I figure the people who know me will notice. Um, I think the last time I did, I actually just kind of deleted everything quietly and went away.
Yeah,
um,
I can hear
yeah.
Nettie typing.
Well, see, I agree with that
Oh
method.
shit! I thought I was muted. My bad.
I agree with
Oops.
that method of just kind of like backing away from it, because if you give them extra attention, then that just feeds what they're wanting you to feed. They want the attention, which is 90% of why people bully. They want attention
Right.
and they need attention.
Yeah, it 100% is.
Exactly.
It's some form of like, if they're not getting the attention they want, any attention will work, whether it's negative. But it's also like they want to see that they're impacting you, and they want to see that they're affecting you. And it's like
They
the
also
problem for
sometimes
me
look
is
sorry.
it fucking works though. Like the person I've been talking about, or I'm not being bullied. I like they're not a bully. I'll say that.
Right.
But the things they are doing, it bothers me. Like, stay away from my friends. If you don't like me and you want to talk about me behind my back for reasons I don't know, stay away from my friends, because they don't need you doing that to them either. And that's why I want you to stay away from them. If you were a decent person and I could sit here and honestly say I didn't think you were, being snaky or sneaky or being an asshole, and if you had a reason to not like me, okay, go you be friends with my friends. Go ahead. They can choose who they want to be around, but for me it's more I'm in protection mode. Like, stay the hell away from my friends, because I don't want them to get hurt, or I don't want you doing this to them and making them feel the way that you make me feel for no reason. So,
Well,
um
I'll say I'll never dislike someone simply because they are or aren't friends with somebody. I will choose whether I choose to have a relationship based off of how they're treating my friends. So,
right.
like, actually, I'm not even 100% sure who we're talking about, Abby is talking about. But if I knew for sure it's someone I wouldn't want a relationship with or friends with, just because I could never be friends with somebody that was like intentionally trying to hurt one of my closest friends.
Yeah, agreed. Something else that, and we'll bring Happy in a second, but one other thing that I want to touch on is another form of bullying, but it's not bullying. I don't even know what you would call it, but I have so many people. I'll start talking to somebody. Like, Aaron, for example, I'm just going to say it out loud. When I first started talking to Aaron, I had these people coming to me and telling me all these stories or something, from the past, or blah, 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 blah. But every one of these people telling me these things were hearing it from somebody else who also had heard it from somebody else. I am a firm believer, and some people say I'm naive because of this, and I don't care if you guys think I'm naive, but I will never, ever, ever make a judgment of somebody until I see from my own eyes what they are like. I will never start talking to somebody and then let five people tell me five different stories about that person and then make a judgment and stop talking to that person, or say, "Oh, I don't like them because they did this to so and so," when I don't know that they actually did that. Because in today's world, let's be honest, people make up stories about people all the time, or they hear stories about people, and it's like, what is that game that we used to play as kids where you whisper something?
Telephone.
Yeah, telephone. Like, it gets twisted, it gets changed. And I'm just going to say this out loud. Aaron is one of the most amazing people I've ever met. He's one of the most supportive people I've ever met. He is one of the most affectionate people I have ever met. And the stories that I heard about him, they bothered me so much that I actually went down a rabbit hole, and I discovered that none of these stories were true. That these stories were made up by exes, and these stories were made up by friends of these exes because they were just saying whatever they wanted, which is where, you know, for me, that's a form of bullying because all these lies were being told about him just so that he couldn't have a, you know, a future with somebody else, which is wrong. And I just want to put it out there and I want to say it. Don't judge somebody just because somebody else told you they were hurt by them or whatever. You need to go in and you need to see that happen for yourself. If you're watching them hurt somebody, then that's one thing. If you're watching them hurt somebody. But if you're just being told, but you haven't seen it for yourself, don't just deny that person the opportunity to actually be heard or that person the opportunity to actually show you who they really are. Because there are so many of us on here, like me, for example, the person that I'm talking about is going around to all these people telling them that I only support men and I'm all about uplifting men and I do not uplift women. Well, you know what? There's quite a few women in my life that can tell you otherwise. So fuck you. Like, don't make judgments of people based on what you hear. You have to see it for yourself. And I'm going to stick to that. Let's bring Happy in, who I don't know whether. Happy is what I call the queen of the alts. Yeah, Happy is the queen of the alts. Let's drag her up here. Just click on her and invite to speak. Is she in here? She did. Oh, she is in here. Invite to speak.
I got her.
I just got her.
Oh
Okay, there we go.
boy. The queen of the alts. Oh,
The
damn.
queen of the alts. Wait, so we're gonna do a series of questions. How many alts do you have?
Oof. Okay, so I have a female alt and I have a male alt, but I also have two others that I don't use, but I'm holding on to.
But you're very public about your alts, like you don't hide them.
I kind of hide one of them, but that's because, you know, that's the spicy content.
Okay, Aria, I know you have questions. Go for it.
Oh boy.
I mean, you have a male alt, right?
Yep.
When you're on your male alt, do you fully play as a male?
Oh hell yeah.
Wait, so when you're talking to other people, they do not know it's a male.
Oh no. I fully put it on my first life that it's a female behind the avatar.
Okay. Then I don't see anything wrong with that.
You stay in character that you're a male.
Yeah.
So, like if you're
when
messing around, like you're messing around as a
Oh
male.
yeah. Yes.
This is fucking spicy shit. Is this the spicy ult? This isn't even the spicy ult. What the fuck?
Okay,
It makes so much sense because every time I look for her online, she's never on, but she's on Discord, and it's like, where are you? She's like, on my ult. I'm on my ult. Oh my god.
What's
there's
crazy
two
is
sides.
I see her on both alts at once.
So, like, is this like, and I'm not being a bully. I'm asking truly here, kinda, but I'm also kinda joking around too. Like, is this like a kink fulfillment? Is this like multiple personality issue? Is it like you're trying to live two lives?
I don't think it's a multiple personality. I don't think it's a kink of mine. Basically when I'm on my normal, like, happy account, that is full blown me. Like, basically I'm more submissive when I'm on my femme Abby. Now, when I go on my
switching.
male, yes, I'm cocky. Okay.
Well, fuck.
So what you're
married to
saying
the wrong
is,
then.
wait. So what you're saying is, for you need a dick to be cocky.
Cocky, confident. Sometimes I can be aggressive on happy.
So you enjoy being submissive as a female and dominant as a male.
Yes.
Okay. But you're upfront about that.
Yeah. Whoever I end up with knows about both of my accounts. I don't hide that from anybody that's close to me or anything like that. But I also use my alt as a shop. So then if I don't want to, this could sound bad, if I don't want to deal with like customers and people and stuff like that, I can be on Happy.
Wait, you used your other? Did you call him a job or it a job?
Yeah, basically. I mean, it's not a job to get all spicy, but
damn, I know what I'm doing with Kai tonight. Get ready, Aaron. Oh my god. Okay, so you have a male alt. So are all of your alts spicy? Because I already know you're spicy.
Oh yeah, we had that talk.
Happy is spicy. Your male alt is spicy, and then you have another female that's spicy.
Yes. So the spicy female, right, is more for when I decide that I want to do love ends or escort.
Oh.
Yeah.
I see. Okay. This is yeah, what the fuck? Okay, my thing with this is how the hell do you afford this? Like with the cost of heads and skins and bodies and all the clothes, because you have to have clothes for each and every one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you keep them all up to date and current?
Yeah. I mean, most of the time I'm. Oh God,
No, there's no holding back. This is called Pixel Confessions. Let it out.
Okay, so on average, when I was on the other coast, I was spending almost 600 real life dollars on SL every month.
That's
if
it.
not more.
Holy
So
shit.
I'd
Just on her
update Happy.
Abby's.
I'd update Happy's, so I'd go shopping on there. Then I'd go on my mail and update that. So it was basically like rotating like paychecks to update every so often. Now, Happy's inventory is it's astronomical. It's a mess, and no one will ever be able to fix that.
Not
It gives
even
me
you,
anxiety hearing about it.
I have anxiety looking at it.
I bet.
Now my mails, I have to update some of the clothes, as we all know that it's really not that easy to find men's clothes.
Truth.
I don't know what you're talking about. Men's clothing is so easy to find.
I can hear the sarcasm dripping from your lips, Nettie.
Yeah. I can't even imagine having the time for that many alts. Or even if I was single, I couldn't even imagine having the time to do all that shit.
Well,
Like how do you manage it?
How many times have you heard me, like, in like calls with you guys? Each one of you, I'm pretty sure I've been in call with you at some point, wherever. And I'm like, oh, hold on, I'm sending a message, or you'll hear me typing.
Oh, I've
Like,
heard you kinky
Oh, we
talking
hear it.
on your alts. Yeah.
it's
I've actually been in a call with this woman while she was on her main with me decorating. And then she was also in 3 IMs over 2 other alts. One of them was about to do a threesome. One of them was just somebody else, and she couldn't decide where she wanted to go. She's like, oh, should I go fuck them? Should I go do this? Should I just go hang out? And I'm like, bitch, decorate. What the fuck?
I delegate my time accordingly.
I just don't. I can't even imagine it. I'd be lost.
I think
Have you-
honestly, I get lost when I don't have anybody talking to me.
So
And
what
I
else do
think
you do
that's
on
like
your
an
alt?
attention thing.
Do you ever use your alts to hide?
No. I don't feel like if you can't log on to your account, it doesn't matter which account it is. If you don't feel like logging in because you want to hide from some person, any person, then you need to delete and block them or have a conversation with them.
100%.
Because you shouldn't feel like you have to avoid being on Second Life and spending time with the friends that you or the people that you actually care about.
Right.
Okay,
I
wait, I
agree.
have
So,
something on that.
Okay, go for it.
I do use an alt to hide, but not because I don't want to deal with certain people. It's because I am a singer, I am a performer, and if I'm on, that gives people the right to automatically message me about my singing. And there's sometimes where I don't want to do business. I want to come on and I just want to hang with my friends. And I can't
So
just
that
delete them because they're business owners or venue owners or managers or, that type of scenario. So it's not necessarily you hide because you want to avoid and you can get rid of.
So I'm a weirdo in that sense because like I actually tried that once. I tried to log onto my alt to escape Abby for a little bit because I was getting overwhelmed like with IMs and like, oh, can you be here? Can you do this? Can you go here? Can you do that? Can we do this? And I was getting a little bit overwhelmed but I tried logging on my alt and I just my alt does not feel like me. And even though it was weird and I was just constantly picking at her and it was like I just did not feel like me even when I was trying
That
to
I
go
get.
out and about. I
Yeah.
I just could not. And even like it's weird because Aaron smacked my alt's ass and it weirded me out. It's like that's not me. Don't smack her. That's
I
like
feel that.
no, but like I couldn't separate, like I couldn't act. It's not that I couldn't separate it. I couldn't join the fact that it is me. It's me on her. But like so like that's what I'm. So when you're on each of these alts, you're a totally different person, is what you're saying.
Mm, yes and no, but I totally understand like where you're coming from. And also, my mail alt, because it has the store, it would be essentially I would run away to Happy to escape from people. And then the spicy alt, I don't feel like I'm me. I feel like it's like an alter ego, maybe. Because, like, I don't want to feel like I guess a
So what you're
whore.
saying is you kind of. Oh, let's not even get into that. Males can be
Yes.
whores too. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
um I think it's really really interesting that you're able to like use all of those and divide all of those. I heard Aria try to chime in there once and I'm hoping she's not too high and forgot what she was going to say.
thanks for calling me out. I think I was gonna say something like that's how come like obviously Arya's not my first character. But what happened is I made my first character, her name was Jess, which is my real life name. I don't know why. But so I had Jess and then like I made my first experience making alts was for Tiny Empires. I'm so sorry if you actually know what that is. But it was a HUD it was a HUD based game and anyways, because I'm a fucking princess, I needed commoners under me or something. Hence, I made alt.
Aria, you're a fucking nerd.
Stay out of this. But I made an alt name I really liked. The name was Heavenly. And so once I decided I liked that alt, that name, and I wanted that name to be mine, I all of a sudden just dropped Jess. Jess was like pretty much dead at that point. Got on for inventory stuff, but like once I make that switch, I'm just done. And then obviously after Abby left, me and Tegan made new characters who are now me and Tegan. And it was the same thing. It was like, well, we'll play on these characters sometimes. But it was like once I moved to Aria, like Heavenly pretty much died off pretty fast. I don't have the attention span to have 2 friends lists and to have like 2 different people or 2 different inventories.
I don't have the. I can't
Yeah.
type and fucking talk, let alone fucking handle all that shit. Oh my god. And
Yeah,
then
so when I make an
organizing all of
alt,
it.
it's because I'm completely changing it to a new avatar.
Oh my god. Okay, so we're actually at time. Does anybody have any last minute things they want to add? Nettie, any extra apologies? Anybody you want to, say apologize to?
I'm
Yes.
waiting.
You're gonna be waiting a long time, Aria. So anybody that I've wronged over the years, if you do happen to actually be listening, come to me. I want to make amends. I want to take responsibility. Just yeah, no excuses. I do. I wanna be better.
You know what? Same goes for me. If anybody wants to come to me that felt like I was mean to them or aggressive to them or whatever, bullying, come to me. But also, if you are bullying me, come to me too, because we need to fucking talk.
Word.
Word. Anybody else got anything they want to add before we close up? Any
I'm
last
sorry if I was a bitch to anybody, because back then I was.
minute? In our asshole days.
Oh God, we're not gonna go there. Yeah.
So we're quickly going to do a plug here for Melinda because Melinda was so nice to join us at the last minute. Melinda, thank you so much for coming in and thank you for joining in on this topic. It was an absolute pleasure having you here and getting your insight. Melinda is an amazing singer in SL. You can jump into her Discord. Just we'll post it with the podcast when we post it on Friday.
And you might even see us in there with her.
Yeah, once in a while, yeah, you'll see us in there. We like to hop around sometimes from server to server, just chit chatting and talking. But no, we hope everybody has an amazing SL. We hope nobody out there is being bullied, and our community that we do have, our Discord community, is a safe place. And if you need somebody to talk to, Aria loves talking about that stuff, but she will pawn you off on me. Okay. But and I'm not much of a talker. I'm just saying I'll support you, but I'm busy.
No. If you have something you need to talk about, I will not pawn you off.
No, Aria's actually really, really good about stuff like that, and Aria loves being somebody. Aria loves making herself available to talk to people, especially about stuff like that. So, if you ever need an ear, Aria is a really good ear. But we wish you all good health, and as Coralie says, drink lots of water and go see a therapist. Have a good night, everybody. Bye.
Good
Good
night.
night.